have you join us take that ride through the amazing world of Nigerian creativity. I'm Melinda Akinlami, a glimpse of what we have in store for your viewing pleasure. Something Familiar, an exhibition with images that mirror Asha's debut album in Abuja. To this gathering, and that's actually the title of this exhibition by George in Lagos. We'll enjoy that and more in a moment. Please stay with us.
The true essence of art is first to cultivate the artist's own spiritual nature.
About 10 artists explore heartfelt and happy moments seen in Asha's debut album through this digital art exhibition in Abuja.
The collection in this exhibition, called Something Familiar, is all about happiness, love, friendship and lots of joy, which featured as an album in 2007 for popular Nigerian musician Asha.
I feel Asha's album is something that everybody has listened to at some point in time. Like, it's something that any age demographic can relate to. And because of when it came out, 2007, there's a bit of familiarity and nostalgia attached to the songs. So in conjunction with the art pieces, it's something that once you put the art and the music together, it should give that sense of nostalgia. So anybody that's watching, looking at the pieces or listening to the music is taken back to the first time that they listened to the song. So that is why it's called Something Familiar.
Something Familiar is something that is nostalgic to us, like Asha's music. So we chose that music, we chose her album because Asha has this nostalgic and feeling for all of us. Her music, all her album cover, very inspiring. So we chose to do our exhibition based on that cover.
Music and visual arts meet once again.
This is actually our second installment, and with this we're trying to show people that we're back bigger and better. And you can see that the exhibition explores different themes from different artists, because what's cool with this exhibition is that we're working with music. The R&B singer Asha, a huge fan of our work so far and the nostalgic effect it holds, and that was the idea put together for this exhibition, to explore one of our albums around 2008, the deluxe edition album, and give each artist an opportunity to express themselves freely from what they feel from that particular album.
For me, I understand it as more of like, because of just piggybacking off the first one we had, which was The Human Condition. And it was based off Jon Bellion's album, The Human Condition. But then for this one, we wanted to do something closer to home. So the idea of something familiar, using Asha, something from home, and then so it's to give people something familiar, something they can relate to.
I feel this is a series of exhibitions that combines music and art. And the thing about digital art is it is there's a bit of a... People don't always appreciate it because it's digital. They feel it's so easy to do that. But it doesn't take away from the effort of the artists, because artists still put a lot of effort into what they do, be it photography, because digital art isn't restricted to just using your iPad or something, but as photography, digital art is vast, it's broad. So there's a lot more you can do. There's a lot you can do with digital art. So these exhibitions, the aim is to give digital art a platform for people to appreciate that, okay, this is coming in now, and you can also, it's not taken away from the conventional arts, but there's enough room for everybody to express themselves in the artistic space.
The curator wanted an illustration of all the songs and like artists to visually capture their interpretations of all the songs. My particular song was Fire on the Mountain.
The images are personal reflections of what the album represents as seen by the artist who created them.
It's about peace, the song Peace by Asha. It says Yekpa for the ones yet to come, peace for the ones that have gone, and O for the ones that are still here. So the idea is trying to show that cycle of life where the people that are yet to come have their own problems, but then the problems that are going to meet them when they get to the real world are totally different entirely. It's a whole different ball game they are playing.
This is from the song Aware. It actually centers around the tale of a romantic affair gone wrong, the romantic affair between a younger man and a much older lady. And we can see over here a guardian figure. He is there for the cautioning, for the repercussions of his actions. Because, you know, it begs the idea that as young people, we're often very curious and eager to dive into a lot of things. But usually we are not aware of the stark reality of the consequences that comes with those actions.
They give a perspective on digital art and how a creative can survive the challenges and economic realities in the country.
If you look at art in general, it's technique. That's one thing you can always say is the technique. The amount of time it takes for somebody to produce work is practically the same. The only thing I'll say difference between digital art and traditional art is that you don't have to wait for paint to dry. That's the only difference. But you're still going to draw your rough sketch. You're still going to do your line art. You're still going to do your colors in there. You can't go in there and mix this thing. It's not one button you press and it happens. That's in terms of art. But at the same time, art's still diverse. There's still photography. That's a whole different thing. There's photo manipulation. That's a whole other discussion between the difference between photography and photo manipulation. But in some way or all, it's all art. So as far as the person, it's clear that this person put in time and work into the piece. Is art.
Some of the artists, we had worked with them in the first edition of the exhibition, so we just brought them back again with a couple of new artists, bringing in some new blood, because this is Asha's deluxe album, so there are 11 tracks on it, so 11 artists in total, so 11 artists, and the song was picked for each, so that is how they're able to create this collection of works.
One of the most important things is, you know, the effect of the ripple you see on the surface of the water. That ripple effect is the center of the entire image, because as the ripple flows, so does life unfold. And it's the principle of love, because it doesn't just burst into existence. It flows, you know, it starts somewhere. And the image tries to tell the same story. It tries to flow. And if you can watch it from the center of the piece, if you watch and stare at the image, there are other things that start to move and come to life, depending on the person, depending on what they would see.
The curator is not left out as he makes a case for the budding artist who...
Everything you do artistically, because there are going to be some hurdles, but you have to have that resilience to keep going forward and pushing through, because that's the only way to be an important figure in the artistic space in Abuja.
One of the key points of this exhibition is to open this world to the unfamiliar viewers and audience, to open their minds in the stories that we have to tell and bring them into a whole new world of what is supposed to be art. Yeah, so my hope personally is to inspire the younger viewers to, for whatever career they're trying to pursue professionally, they can consider digital art as a form of self-expression, because this is our way of expressing ourselves. And not only that, because of the fast-paced nature of the art space today, it can also be considered as a career, well, with the right dedication and research.
I mean, as artists, the idea of the possibility of not making a living from art has already been stamped, obviously. So anyone delving into art is already doing so with intentionality. So I believe that what I spend most of my time focusing on is how to grow as an artist and how to actually influence other artists around me.
We don't just see art as exhibition. Art is in everything, from every picture you see on the signage to every picture you see or any advertisement you see. Everything has to do with art. So art is in everything. So like that, we are that relevant. And it just means that we can explore in every angle we put ourselves into. So art is ever ready, art is ever everywhere, and I think that people should open their eyes to see art everywhere, and they will have a better appreciation for all artists.
So, for the gallery, it's essential to give them a platform to display their creativity and bring digital art to the limelight.
Colorful images there, and the message of happiness, love, friendship is something the world needs to emphasize every time. Now let's take a moment. Art House returns with more. Join us again.
Our wordsmith for this week is titled Arewa by Israel Tamzi. She is more than light, like the air eases our plight. The look in her eyes is always so dreamy. Her beauty defined the name itself. The beauty in her eyes, a glow that shines. Like the sunrise, her smile opens up the cloudy skies. Her laughter delights butterflies. It's safe to say the universe skipped a breath for the ultimate beauty. And in company with tons of women, she sings praises in the marketplace. She is the mother of 1 million children, yet gave us Arewa, the loyal catalyst of our number strength, the safety sea through which our ancestors returned to life. Kudos to the doc, flowers to the mum, kudos to the philanthropist legend who bequeathed Arewa to human race, kudos to the stethoscope, bravo to the needle, 1,000 shouts to the women folk who labor in pain for future grains. She shall be called Arewa. Her astonishing beauty matches her rare-toned body, her sonorous voice, a rarity that complements her gorgeous ibadi. Arewa, a superb intelligent quotient, with a mind excellent beyond length, her brilliance never seen, her majesty a gift from God with a touch that resonates, and smiles that echo the heart, her beauty so indescribable. The half you see is one part, the other half is the greatest. That is the beauty. Within her heart, the love she gives, without question, is the best gift she could ever bestow. Arewa, beauty unspoken.
These are the works of art you sent in recently. Coincidentally, they are all celebrating women. Let's begin with this one, titled Women, Beauty and Fashion. It's a hand-painted acrylic on paper work by Para Paul from Thailand. Then another artist, this time coming from Congo, sent in this work called The Strength of a Mother is done with acrylic canvas board by Kali Kalenga. Olaiton has this one called Me and My Mom, Happy Mother's Day, done with pen and ink on art card. Then First Date is an acrylic on canvas work by Babatunde Ogunlade. Arabia Beauty is an oil paint on canvas work done by Sonia Holland. Then this watercolor painting on paper is done by Polly. Meditation is an acrylic fabric ink on canvas work done by Yomi. Then Innocent Chikeze calls this one According to the Occasion, done with acrylic on canvas. Then we wrap up with this piece done by Wilcox Berlate. It's called Single Mother. It's done with acrylic on canvas. And that concludes the works of art you sent in recently. We really appreciate you for celebrating the female gender and look forward to your interesting pieces next time. Gatherings is a solo exhibition by George Edozie put together by SMO Contemporary in Lagos.
Look beyond the surface and absorb these intriguing stories as presented by this man of many parts, artist, conservator, and community activist George Edozie in this solo exhibition at the Wheat Baker Lagos, which is a salute to many years of commitment to his artistic practice.
Today's exhibition is titled Gathering. It was supposed to come up for my 50th birthday, which with the planning with SMO, it got some time. And what is on now is my 7th solo exhibition as in my professional career that has spanned for about 28 to 30 years. So I'm showcasing a body of work that has to do with family, the artist, the family, and the society he lives in.
Gatherings is an exhibition that celebrates the work of George Edozie, who is a celebrated artist in Nigeria, but he's also a community activist and he's also an art conservator. He's also the president of the Nigerian Guild of Professional Fine Artists. And so in his practice, he gathers people. And I think this exhibition is a celebration of the work that he's been doing over the past 30 years as a full-time studio artist.
In Gatherings, the viewer enjoys colorful and bold pieces which reflect the artist's journey and leadership in the African art space. As a yearly curator of the Areze exhibition and president of the Guild of Professional Fine Artists.
We are very cognizant that art is a magnet, art is a connector, and we enjoy gathering people to celebrate art in non-traditional spaces. So as you know, we're here at the Wheat Baker. We've been doing art at the Wheat Baker since 2011, and we have been gathering all kinds of different stakeholders at the Wheat Baker to celebrate our local and our international talent. So George's work touches very much on the nerve, on the passion, on the heartbeat of what SMO represents.
In this exhibition, the works of art such as Afro Love Symphony 4, done with mixed media on canvas, is just one of the many pieces that touch on interdependency, communal ties, cultural identity, good governance, and familial love, critical elements for Africa's sustainable growth and progress.
For the second time, I'm showing one of my monumental sculptures. I'm also showing a couple of paintings and drawings. Basically, I do my sculptures with fabrics. It's called fabric sculptures. Then I have paintings, fabric collage paintings, oil on canvases, and a couple of charcoal drawings. Something unique about my works that you see is that I make these monumental sculptures with fabrics, waste fabrics from tailors and all of that. Then I have paintings broken down into geometrical shapes and with lots and lots of colors. Some colors are taken off the tubes, raw colors and all of that. I enjoy splashing colors all around when I paint because I have that freedom. Of course, they are laid with palette knives, making a very huge impact to it. So these are the things you see when you look at my work, even when it's unsigned. You know, some of them also have fabric collages and paintings on top of it. Even when it's unsigned, everybody knows that when you see one.
I realized that there are a lot of bright colors that were used in the art. And I think to me, it means that the artist is someone who loves exciting things, joyful things. He's excited about life. I had a time with him and I wanted to understand the art better. And I realized that there are lots of family portraits, like people together in a gathering, you know, about women, some sorrowful aspects, some joyful aspects. I think in total, it's a well-arranged or curated art that he has done so far.
It's an interesting thing to finally be here to witness these interesting exhibitions and interesting works of art. You know, you can see the vibrant colors, you can see the rawness of the colors and the richness in the paintings. Even the drawings, you can see the strokes and the connectivities of all the lines. It's quite interesting, you know. When you look at George Walls, you look at, to remind you of our community, our society, our environment, how we all intermingle together, despite we have different culture, different identity, but in all of his works, people are coming together as a, you know, as a united nation, as one entity. Very interesting thing.
Gatherings is Edozia's love letter to Nigeria, as each work shows the complexity of individual and communal aspiration.
We'll be serving you some more creativity, but that will be on the next episode of Art House.
Next week on Art House. Our Courage exhibition of our lives and realities at the Moriri Gallery in Port Harcourt, River State. A refreshing dialogue, an exhibition by two artists, Igab Awusa and Zeno Orara at National Museum in Lagos. We encourage you to keep liking, sharing and viewing our page so more people can enjoy the ever-bubbly and ingenious art scene in the country.
Your Art House experience doesn't have to end when the show is not on television. Interact with us on our various social media platforms. See any edition of Art House on our website or YouTube page. Join our very interactive Facebook page by joining the group on Art House on Channels. We're everywhere.
The curtain falls on the show, but as usual, we are ready to hear from you on our various social media platforms. I see your messages. I encourage you to keep engaging with us. I'm Melinda Akinlami, encouraging you to stay happy and keep adding spark to the world.